Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star 2 origin continent based on novel. So let's start. Luo, he is so domineering. Silver Moon Godly King, Sea Demon Godly King, Qianyi Godly King, Cold Forest Country Lord, and Dark Sky Venerable were all somewhat dumbfounded. They were all in the second realm of Godly King, and there was even a venerable from the destruction army among them. Luo, he Godly King, didn't take them seriously at all, intending to completely monopolize the entire territory of Sha Kingdom, and even asked them if they had any objections. Luo, he, you are being too domineering. Cold Forest Country Lord rebuked angrily. He was a close friend of the Purple Wood Godly King from Tianmu Kingdom, and most forces on the land of origin had to show him some respect. Dark Sky Venerable looked on with a cold gaze, merely observing Luo Feng. Luo, he Godly King, we five are here, and yet you want to monopolize the entirety of Sha Kingdom. Isn't that too much? Silver Moon Godly King spoke. I think we can discuss this properly and divide Sha Kingdom among us, each of us taking a part. Silver Moon Godly King had realized that the situation was turning unfavorable. Dark Sky Venerable was already immensely strong and represented the destruction army. Luo, he had just become a godly king, and could contend with the emperor of Tiankuan. Now, he was in the second realm of Godly King, and his strength was unpredictable. Silver Moon Godly King no longer harbored hopes of monopolizing Sha Kingdom alone. Cold Forest Country and Blade River Sect are neighbors of Sha Kingdom, each having only one in the second realm of Godly King. The 30 primal chaos prefectures adjacent to you belong to you, Silver Moon Godly King proposed. The remaining primal chaos prefectures belong to the three of us in the second realm. How about that? 135 primal chaos prefectures, and Luo, he and I each get 30, but you want to take 75. Cold Forest Country Lord laughed bitterly. Silver Moon, aren't your hopes too high? We three godly kings in the second realm, averaging 20 to 30 primal chaos prefectures each. It's not too much, Silver Moon Godly King reasoned. Cold Forest Country is a second-rate country as is. Gaining some primal chaos prefectures this time is already tremendous. Qianyi Godly King frowned as he spoke. I want at least 50 primal chaos prefectures, said Cold Forest Country Lord. At the level of the second realm of Godly King, when they couldn't overpower each other, negotiations usually decided the division of interests. Gentlemen. 5 silver-clothed Luo Feng stood in the distance, looking at them. I made myself clear. The entire territory of Sha Kingdom belongs to Blade River Sect. There's no room for negotiation. Silver Moon Godly King and Cold Forest Country Lord, who had already begun negotiating, were shocked and turned towards Luo Feng. If you disagree, old rules apply, strength will decide, Luo Feng said, looking at them. You can invite as many friends as you like. For every friend you invite, I'll send an avatar. One-on-one guaranteed. Arrogant. That Luo, he. Silver Moon Godly King and Cold Forest Country Lord were each furious. This Luo, he was too excessive, aiming to monopolize everything. Not even leaving them a drop of soup. Finally, I'll give you 10 breaths to consider. If you don't leave, I'll make my move, the 5 silver-clothed Luo Fengs said coldly, watching them. The confrontation within the territory of Sha Kingdom, gathering 6 godly kings in the second realm, naturally attracted attention from various forces across the land of origin. Search the novelfire.net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Cold Forest Country Lord is so mediocre, barely managing to protect his own country. And yet he dreams of occupying a part of Sha Kingdom. Emperor Chu watched from afar, Silver Moon pulling together 2 helpers. They think they can compete with my disciple. In terms of strength, deterrent power, and background, his disciple Luo Feng surpassed both Cold Forest Country Lord and Silver Moon Godly King. In Emperor Chu's view, for his disciple Luo Feng with his current strength, merely occupying the current 20 primal chaos prefectures was deemed too little. Occupying the territory of Sha Kingdom was just barely adequate for Luo Feng's capabilities. But this time, Luo he should reveal some of his strength, Emperor Chu said with a smile, watching. The last time he released Blade Light, he defeated an ordinary godly king in the second realm. It proves his high level. But that clearly wasn't all his strength. With his disciple advancing so fast, Emperor Chu wasn't entirely sure about how powerful his disciple truly was. Since Tian Kuan was killed, his neighbors and Silver Moon Godly King have started scheming to take over his domain. Di Yang also watched from a distance, unconcerned with the struggle over Sha Kingdom's territory. Di Yang cared more about tracking down the murderer who had killed Tian Kuan. The land of origin knows that Tian Kuan was following me. Di Yang's gaze was icy. The murderer didn't care about losing face with me and still killed Tian Kuan and the others. That murderer. With a wave of his hand, an image of a man in a black robe and a golden mask appeared before Di Yang, the man's presence profound, also mixed with great terror. Who exactly are you? Di Yang's brow furrowed. Just from seeing this image, Di Yang instinctively felt a significant threat. In Wind City, the Shadow Sky Realm, the Earth God King, Fire Ancestor, Zhongfu, none of them have posed such a threat to me, Di Yang observed. You're well hidden, but as long as you care about resources, acting repeatedly will ultimately expose you. Di Yang continued to watch the battle. This Luo he has high potential. If left uncontrolled, he might become another Zhongfu. Di Yang watched. It's a pity, Emperor Chu is protecting him, and it seems Di Fu also highly regards Luo He. Di Fu had even assigned Luo Feng to garrison the Heavenly Pillar Realm, clearly indicating his stance. As a member of the imperial clan, yet favoring independent cultivators. Di Yang bore hostility toward all independent cultivators, but alas, even if he were in the position of the ancestors of two countries, favoring independent cultivators, he couldn't change it. One by one, powerhouses on the land of origin, including those on good terms with Luo Feng like the Wind City Empress, Emperor Gui Shu, Wuxing Godly King, and Yushui Country Master, were watching the battle, as were Di Chuing and Emperor Chuyu, who were using the recorded images from Flame Wind Pavilion to watch this confrontation. I wonder how much strength my disciple will reveal this time, said mountain-sitting guest in Thunder Ancient Country, also watching the battle through images recorded by Thunderclap Commerce. Asterisk 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 asterisk. At this moment, in the high-altitude area around the capital city of Sha Kingdom, invisible fluctuations were already clashing. The power of the world suppressed the surroundings, and forces of destruction, icy chills, and surging waters all resisted. The three godly kings in the second realm, and Cold Forest Country Lord and Dark Sky Venerable were all ready to engage. It wasn't possible that a few words from Luo Feng would make them slink away. Luo He, it's better for all of us if we divide Sha Kingdom together. Silver Moon Godly King continued to speak. 10 breaths are up. All 5 silver-clothed Luo Fengs extended their hands, and a blade light appeared in each palm. This blade light. At first glance, it was pitch black with edges that shimmered in azure blue. Chaos whole undying light. It was nurtured within Luo his inner world. The stronger the inner world, the more blade light it could accumulate, and the chaos whole undying light could be refined to higher levels. After reaching the 24-phase form world life form, the inner worlds of the 5 avatars had become much stronger. Although they weren't as potent as the true body, they all possessed some traits of an ultimate realm life form. With such inner worlds, the might of the chaos whole undying light could be well imagined. The Silver Moon Godly King, along with the 3 others, Cold Forest Country Lord, and Dark Sky Venerable, felt their hearts pound instinctively at the sight of the 5 pitch-black blade lights in the palms of Luo his 5 avatars. Go. 5 silver-clothed Luo has released the blade lights simultaneously. Shoo 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 shoo. The moment the 5 pitch-black blade lights were released, they immediately reached the 5 second realm godly kings. Too fast, impossible to dodge. Puh. In a split second, the Cold Forest Country Lord was bisected from his waist, a look of terror in his eyes. The blade light had swelled enormously, and with the first strike, it immediately obliterated a significant portion of the Cold Forest Country Lord's divine power reserve. The blade light flashed again, continuing to cut through. If it strikes 2 more times, won't I be utterly dead? Terrified, the cold forest country lord immediately abandoned his true body. His resurrection carrier, far within the borders of Sha Kingdom, had already awakened. Chaos whole undying light. Its pursuit was to cut through all things. While it pursued the ultimate sharpness, it was somewhat inferior in terms of erosion and obliteration. Usually, it relied on the blade light slicing multiple times, eroding repeatedly, to completely obliterate a body. This was Luo his kindness. Chaos whole undying light, cutting over and over again, giving the enemy enough time to resurrect through their resurrection carrier. If it were a technique like Great Extinction style, with its overwhelming destructive erosion, a weaker second realm godly king might be obliterated in one move, without even a chance for rebirth. After all, it was just a struggle for territories. There was no need to be too harsh. Moreover, Luo he hadn't planned on revealing the Great Extinction style yet. With his formidable stature, ordinary techniques were sufficient. Like Chaos whole undying light, it was also an integration technique of the 5 major branches, strong enough. Puh. The sea demon godly king, whose body was comprised of endless water flows, was sliced by a huge blade light, and a portion of his water flow divine power was instantly annihilated. This frightened the sea demon godly king. Just one hit, and 2/10 of the divine power in this avatar has been destroyed. The sea demon godly king was shocked. Although it was just one of his ordinary avatars, Luo he had also merely sent an avatar. Both were second realm godly kings, both using avatars, yet the disparity was so vast. Puh. This swath of blade light, condensed from endless blade lights, inherently had a terrifying energy reserve and self-recovery ability. It moved extremely quickly, continuously slaying. How terrifying is this blade light? In the blink of an eye, this body of the sea demon godly king was completely obliterated. Silver moon, Luo he is too strong. Let's withdraw. The true body of sea demon godly king, far away, sent a causation transmission. Puh. The body of the Qianyi godly king flickered ethereally, and in the moment he was hit, he escaped trillions of kilometers away. But the pursuing blade light flashed, and had already caught up, sweeping across his ethereal body again. Ha. The ethereal body of Qianyi godly king flickered repeatedly, eerily elusive. But the swath of blade light completely locked on him, persistently pursuing and attacking. Silver moon, let's withdraw. This Luo he is too frightening, Qianyi godly king transmitted before saying, I'm running first. Subsequently, the avatar of Qianyi godly king, having already lost over half of its divine power reserve, vanished in a flash, completely leaving the vast surrounding territory. Luo his chaos whole undying light, could no longer find the target. Qianyi godly king traversed the origin Tao of the infinite. If truly fleeing long distances, chaos whole undying light couldn't lock on. Within the range covered by the power of Luo his world, that was the actionable range for the chaos whole undying light. Brother Sea Demon's avatar is destroyed, Qianyi's avatar escaped. Silver Moon Godly King was in his true body, his massive true body contending against the terrifying blade light before him. This swath of blade light cut everything. Again and again, it left massive wounds on Silver Moon's body, eroding and damaging the body of the Silver Moon Godly King. But the wounds on Silver Moon Godly King also healed rapidly. This blade light. Dark Sky Venerable stood there, the blade light striking his body's black scale armor, merely causing 1 or 2 black scales to shatter, but they healed in an instant. Dark clouds rose around the Dark Sky Venerable, attempting to entangle the blade light. But the blade light, much faster than the movement of the godly kings, rapidly and unpredictably sliced through the body of the Dark Sky Venerable, each time a few scales shattering then rapidly healing. Now, only you two are left. 5 silver-clothed Luo Hes looked at Dark Sky Venerable and Silver Moon Godly King. Luo he also sensed the difference in strength. Dark Sky Venerable was indeed the most terrifying existence in the Destruction Army. His own chaos whole undying light was merely tickling him. Silver Moon Godly King's strength was mediocre, unable to withstand his chaos whole undying light, but his body's life force was exceedingly tenacious. Go. Luo he waved his hand. 5 pitch-black blade lights simultaneously assaulted Silver Moon Godly King. 5 attacking me. Silver Moon Godly King's expression changed. He couldn't even block one swift, elusive blade light, only able to withstand it forcefully. 5 blade lights ganging up. This Luo he is not easy to mess with. Silver Moon Godly King clenched his teeth, instantly turning into a streak of light diving into the void, even though he was instantly hit by dozens of strikes from the 5 blade lights' collaborative attack, scattering hair and blood into the sky. Yet, Silver Moon Wolf King still forcefully escaped. He didn't want the territory of the Eater King anymore. With Luo he Godly King as a neighbor, he couldn't defend his territory. Dark Sky Venerable, only you are left now. The 5 silver-clothed Luo Hes, watching the Silver Moon Godly King, smiled faintly. All 5 blade lights returned, being absorbed back into their inner worlds. Huyang City, Morosa also looked toward the direction of the Eater King's capital from afar. Something's amiss. The life of the Dark Sky Venerable doesn't quite align with the direction of nurturing an inner world. As a God King's second realm beast, Morosa had a certain perception of the abilities possessed by the Pinnacle Sector beast, and could even nurture an army right now. However, he refrained from doing so only to conceal his identity. Therefore, as he observed the figure of the Dark Sky Venerable, Morosa sensed something was wrong and immediately used telepathy to contact Luo Feng, Master. A Pinnacle Sector beast can nurture a powerful destruction army, which should be able to produce warriors stronger than itself. Sector beasts are very balanced in all aspects. Destruction army leans more towards combat, Morosa transmitted telepathically. An army nurtured by a Pinnacle Sector beast must first have a commander, who could be called the Destruction Emperor, governed by 18 generals and 36 leaders. The Destruction Emperor is the most perfect ultimate realm warrior. Inferior to sector beasts in terms of survival, but stronger in combat. I feel that the life of the Dark Sky Venerable is incomplete. The fusion of 6 Venerables should be the Destruction Emperor, Morosa transmitted. As a part of the Destruction Emperor, the life form should be immensely strong. Master, you must be careful. Luo Feng heard Morosa's telepathic message. Good heavens! The sector beast of Tianmu Kingdom was too low profile, splitting the most terrifying leader of the destruction army into 6 venerables. Luo he. The Dark Sky Venerable looked at Luo Feng and smiled. Your talent is indeed remarkable, but a mere avatar of yours is no threat to me. Send up all 5 of your avatars. The previous 4 God Kings of the Second Realm, the Dark Sky Venerable had not considered a threat. Even the Silver Moon God King, whose strength was on par with the Emperor of Tian Kuan, the Dark Sky Venerable ignored. All 5 together. 5 silver-clothed Luo Fengs looked at him, no need. 1 silver-clothed Luo Feng stood there, his silver robe rapidly spreading to transform into an endless silver river. This vast silver river swept across trillions of kilometers, enveloping heaven and earth, and trapped the Dark Sky Venerable. Annihilate! The silver-clothed Luo Feng stood amidst the vast river. The river trapped and corroded the Dark Sky Venerable. This corrosive power was clearly stronger than the previous chaotic whole undying light, causing the scale armor on the body of the Dark Sky Venerable to shatter and reveal the green flesh beneath. The flesh was being eroded. This corrosive power. The Dark Sky Venerable was a bit surprised. It has the essence of my path of destruction, possessing extensive destructiveness, and the matter forming this river is terrifying. Each portion of force is filled with endless vitality, constantly corroding and wearing away my physical body. The killing techniques Luo Feng employed at this phase included the Star Tower, will beyond God King level, 24 phase form world life, and Great Extinction style. The previous chaotic whole undying light belonged to a powerful move of the second realm of God King. Thus, employing the corrosive technique, with his physical body now truly displayed the terrifying aspect of his physical body. What? It can actually cause the Dark Sky Venerable light injuries. This Luo his river domain is so terrifyingly corrosive. Observers from all around the land of origin were shocked. This Dark Sky Venerable's technique realm is slightly inferior to mine. But its physical body is still superior to mine. Emperor Gui Shu watched the scene, Luo his brotherly domain's erosion caused the dark sky venerable light injuries. If I were in his place, my injuries might even be more severe. What a terrifying domain. Wu Xin God King also secretly marveled, even someone with my movement technique prowess can only flee faced with such a vast domain. No matter how powerful one's movement or escape skills are, the domain is a large spanning cover. Anyone daring to fight Luo Feng at close range is bound to be eroded by the domain. This domain's prowess made everyone acknowledge Luo Feng's strength. Boom. The dark sky venerable moved. Despite the hindrance of the endless river, his speed remained extraordinarily fast, breaking through all obstructions of the river, heading straight for that silver-clothed Luo Feng avatar. Destroy. As the dark sky venerable charged forward, he also unleashed a punch. This punch affected the operational rules of heaven and earth, locking onto Luo Feng's avatar completely, unavoidable, with an endless horrifying force bearing down. Yet Luo Feng responded with a palm strike like a blade, slashing forward. Saw the ovalfire.net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. This strike was like a great sun appearing between heaven and earth. This great sun collided directly with the punch. Blast .. The terrifying force from the collision swept across all directions and even impacted towards the nearby Eta King's capital. Countless cultivators in the Eta King's capital were utterly terrified, feeling as though death was descending. Wu .. The galaxy shrouded all around, completely restraining the collateral force. The dark sky venerable still stood in his original place after the punch, only a few scales fractured on his fists. But Luo Feng was sent flying backward before he could stabilize, his right hand dripping with blood. My physical body is slightly inferior to his, and so is the realm of techniques. Luo Feng realized the gap between them upon clashing. This avatar was just 1% of the world life body's true body's energy reserve, still slightly inferior when compared to the dark sky venerable. Boom. In the vast silver river, the dark sky venerable charged and rushed towards Luo Feng relentlessly, as Luo Feng used him as a whetstone, repeatedly testing his own techniques. Luo Feng studied the deep secret patterns of the Star Tower, life, destruction, integration of life and death. He gained insights. Although not as perfect as the Great Extinction style, it was still quite formidable. Now he tested it in actual combat. The Dark Sky Venerable, deemed the darling of the path of destruction origin, continuously pressed Luo Feng hard with various techniques. The two fought for a moment, exchanging hundreds of moves. Even a mere avatar of Luo He, his physical body is only slightly weaker than mine. Dark Sky Venerable was secretly alarmed. Moreover, his vitality is even more terrifying than mine. Even after so much fighting, his divine power reserve hasn't diminished at all. Neither's energy reserves had been spent. This was the result of a terrifyingly powerful physical body. I can't always be helping the cold forest country lord guard his territory. This Sha Kingdom will ultimately fall to Luo He. Dark Sky Venerable realized this fact. However, I can't let my destruction army lose its prestige. Dark Sky Venerable's eyes turned cold, and a long stick appeared in his hand. It was a God King ultimate realm weapon. For Qianmu Kingdom, it was difficult to procure a weapon beyond the God King level. However, weapons and secret treasures of the God King ultimate realm level were still accessible. Each of the 6 great venerables possessed one such suitable weapon of the ultimate realm. Rip. As soon as the stick in Dark Sky Venerable's hand swept out, it instantly tore open the heavens and the earth, creating a small, finger-wide fissure in the membrane wall of the source world. The fissure extended all the way to Luo Feng's avatar. Puff. Luo Feng's physical body was torn open with a huge wound. Ultimate Realm Technique. Luo Feng realized in the moment he was hit that Dark Sky Venerable's skill with his own techniques was slightly inferior, but with the aid of a God King ultimate realm weapon, he unleashed an even more horrifying power. His godly body takes this hit, and the energy expenditure seems negligible. Dark Sky Venerable was startled. This scene also alarmed many strong beings of the land of origin. Luo He, already powerful at the first realm of Godly King in terms of his physical body, has now reached the second realm. His physical body has become even more formidable. Emperor Di Yang was secretly alarmed. In the land of origin, there are few who can kill Luo He now. Emperor Qing, Emperor Ming might be able to completely eliminate Luo He. But I am no longer capable. Emperor Di Yang disliked this feeling, but the reality was right in front of him. Even a single avatar of Luo He was tremendously difficult to deal with. Completely destroying his many hidden avatars seemed nearly impossible. Good. Emperor Chu, however, was quite delighted. My disciple has exceptional talent. What he needs now is time. Given enough time to grow, I believe he might face the emperors directly in the future, Emperor Chu thought. His current disciple, besides being tough and resilient, was still naive in his techniques. He hadn't grasped a single ultimate realm secret technique nor possessed any powerful secret treasures. Yet, solely with such a formidable physical body, emperors and monarchs too must now take Luo He seriously. Dark Sky Venerable, I too have a weapon, please give this a try. Luo Feng extended his hand, and the Blood Shadow Knife appeared in it. The Blood Shadow Knife, as a God King Ultimate Realm blade embryo with secret patterns needing Luo Feng's own inscription, was originally intended for Luo Feng to imprint primarily with patterns of destruction, since the path of life and death wasn't systematic yet. The path of destruction had guidance from a special grade inheritance. However, after observing the deeper secret patterns within the Star Tower, Luo Feng changed his mind. The secret patterns inside the Star Tower were systematic, and could perfectly complement each other. Luo Feng contemplated this. He began integrating the comprehensible secret patterns of life and destruction into the Blood Shadow Knife. The Blood Shadow Knife could be said to be a super-simplified version of the Star Tower, primarily based on patterns of life and destruction, complementing each other. Buzz. Luo Feng held the Blood Shadow Knife, its blade light terrifyingly formidable. Slash. The secret patterns in the blade, inscribed by himself, were naturally easy to invoke, allowing him to perfectly wield the fearsome might of the Blood Shadow Knife. The blade reached Dark Sky Venerable in an instant, who disdainfully didn't dodge, and instead countered with a swing of his stick. The blade edge and the long stick collided. Boom. Dark Sky Venerable, astonished, felt the heaviness of the blow, even surpassing his stick technique. His stick technique contained many characteristics of the path of destruction, but Luo Feng's blade, its only character was heaviness. Extremely heavy. Dark Sky Venerable forcefully endured it with his strong body. Neither moved in mid-air. This strike, though, was equal in power. God King Ultimate Realm weapon, and you can wield it. Dark Sky Venerable looked at Luo Feng, impressive, impressive. Harnessing a God King Ultimate Realm weapon to perform its ultimate techniques was not easy, as it required understanding the mysteries of the weapon's secret treasures. My blade technique relies on heaviness to win, yet it couldn't make you, Dark Sky Venerable, step back. I am still considerably weaker. Luo Feng observed him. You've won. Dark Sky Venerable coldly glanced at Luo Feng, and this is just one of your avatars. Aware that he stood no chance against even an avatar, Dark Sky Venerable knew he had lost. Instantly, he stepped forward and traversed the void, returning to Qianmu Kingdom. At this moment, the various strong beings across the land of origin, who witnessed this battle finally realized just how terrifying Luo He God King really was. Even more daunting than Emperor Gui Shu, Wuxin God King. Perhaps only under the Wind City Empress, Mother River Master, and possibly comparable to Pu Xin, Time-Space Lonely Boats Boat Master, Yufu God King. This video will end here.